Hi, everybody. Welcome to Below Decksports, a podcast that recaps current Below Deck seasons while also giving two siblings false hope that they could one day be stand-up comedians.
Okay, now I'm sad.
I'm the first half of that duo, Morgan.
I'm Lane.
Did you not like that intro?
Thought it was kind of funny. Whatever, it's fine.
All right, today we're recapping Below Deck Med Season 8, Episode 3, We've Only Just Begun.
Yeah.
That makes a little bit more sense, that title.
Yeah. Usually they don't make much sense,
Yeah,
but
but
yeah,
this
that
one's
one makes sense.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
We really just have begun.
Yeah. And I want some people fired.
All right, the way our episodes work is we start with two quick fun questions for each other based upon the week's episode, and then once we get into the episodes, we focus on 2 to 4 main points throughout. I'm not going to lie, I struggled finding main points in this episode.
Yeah.
There's literally
it's all
only
over the
one
place.
thing.
Yeah.
The Toomey Natalia thing. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, the new deckhand.
Barely.
Kind of.
Like, they barely gave him any screen time.
Yeah.
It was weird.
It was a little weird.
All right, so we were talking before this, and Lane thinks we have the same question, but I don't. So who should go first then?
Audience.
Waiting.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm almost certain you have at least not your current question, but you thought of this question.
Yeah.
Do you think Kyle should have been promoted over Natalia?
Dang it. It is kind of the same question.
I knew it.
Well, mine was, do you agree with the interior rankings? So it's a little different.
Yeah. We'll talk about the way you said it.
Okay, so just we'll both address the
rankings.
The rankings.
Yeah.
Okay. So just to recap, the Toomey is Chief Stew. She put Kyle as second stew, Natalia is third, Jessica is fourth. I didn't see that coming because I didn't think they would rank. But it's really hard because Jessica definitely needs to be below both Natalia and Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
And here's one thing I am going to say is that I agree with their placements in that Kyle does great with service.
Mm-hmm.
Natalia does too, though. But Kyle is like, he thrives with service. Natalia actually does kind of like the housekeeping, and she's good at the laundry and things like that. And I see I see Toomey's like mindset. Like, I agree with it.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with their placements. However, what I don't agree with is just the way it all came about, where she's like, obviously Kyle's gonna be second.
Yeah.
I think she's just kind of like cheap shotting Natalia at times. Like
a lot.
She could have said that in a better way.
Yeah, there's a lot of things she says where you're just like, just take a breath and think about what you're saying. Because you could be in the right if you said it correctly. But you say it in this way that pisses everybody off.
Basically, everything that's happened, she's at least partially right.
Yeah.
She's not been like blatantly wrong.
Yeah.
But she's just going about everything the wrong way. She's pissing off Jack, who is like the sweetest, easiest person to get along with.
If him and Natalia can get along,
Exactly.
anyone can get along with him if you try just a little bit.
I know. And so yeah, we did have the same question, but I mean, back at you. Do you agree with the rankings? Like, what were your thoughts?
I didn't until you broke it down right there, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I kind of get it. Like, if it was my decision, I'm like, okay, Natalia and Jessica already have this rapport. They like interior stuff. They like laundry. They like doing this. Mm-hmm. Why not keep them there? Because Kyle is better at service. He has a better CV. And they're already friends, too. Might as well keep them sectioned off. I think a better way to go about it would not be like second stew, third stew, fourth stew.
Okay.
It would be more like, Natalia and Jessica, you are on these shifts that are primarily laundry and all that. And then me and Kyle are primarily on service.
Right. I think I agree with you. And again, Toomey could have said it in a way where she's like, I believe in rank. I believe like that's how I believe, whatever. Whether you agree with that or not, that's how some people like to manage.
Mm-hmm.
She could have said like, Kyle, you're a rock star at service. So obviously I want to have you doing service with me. Not obviously you're going to be second stew.
Yeah.
Obviously I want you on service. Natalia, I'm really appreciative like how you stepped up as chief stew
And
you
crushed it.
and crushed it, and you are a rock star at housekeeping, and I want you down there to guide Jessica because like you can, again, you're going to rank higher than her, so like you can be kind of like in charge of that. That would make people feel so much better
Yeah.
than being like second, third, fourth.
Yeah.
You know, like, ugh, I don't know. It's just, I've posted 2 TikToks now with the same thing. Like, Toomey, we are rooting for you, but
you're fucking it up.
I know. You just have to, yeah, she's got to get it together with just get out of her own head and stop trying to prove things to people. Like, by like putting your foot down too soon and coming off as abrasive.
I mean, she just came on the boat ready to swing.
Right.
And like, don't get me wrong, I don't think Natalia had a like completely open mind, like, oh, let's just see how it goes, you know, giving up my rank and falling too. There was a little bit there. I don't think she was ready for a fight, but Toomey was ready to take some heads off.
Right. But I disagree with like, I think Natalia, I don't know. She had said to Captain Sandy, like, you know, I like not being chief stew. She doesn't want the pressure. So if Toomey would have came in being like, thank you so much, like,
Yeah.
that would have been that. And like Natalia would have been like, okay, I feel good about like having stepped up, and I feel good about this new chief stew that is now my boss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, just like, thanks for doing my job for me. You knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
Like, and there was nothing that she could have done to prevent not being there on the first day. So it was just, it could have been a wash, but Toomey came in guns blazing, ready to be in charge, which she is. But there's just so many different things she could have done better.
Yep. Yeah. So that being said, that's literally basically the premise of this episode.
Yeah.
Like nothing else crazy or different really happens besides us trying to follow this high school drama, essentially. So for the main points, I have like Toomey adjusting to being chief stew, the new deckhand Max that they talk about for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, and you can't understand him, so they're like, all right, let's go.
They're like,
go record someone else. I can't fucking understand
wait,
this
what
guy.
was the word he was saying that like to the chef? He's like,
I have no idea.
He's like, oh, you are alone or something. He couldn't say the one word, and Jack's like, what?
Yeah, and Jack has an accent too. But
Yeah.
That thick, I think he's French, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the thick French accent. You're like,
It's a lot.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
And then like, yeah, the other main point is like they start the second charter and it's off to a rocky start.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Not the worst we've ever seen, but pretty bad.
No, yeah. I think they're really we've talked about this before. I think they're over dramatizing this episode a little bit.
I mean, they do that to every episode.
Well, I don't think so. I don't think like, I don't know. Since we've been doing this show, you know, we've only covered Down Under and now this season of Med. Like I haven't seen them really like grasping at straws like they were for this episode. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
I feel like we have seen that where we're like, okay, that was actually nothing. But they just played it up and I can't remember what it was.
Speaking of the beginning of the episode. So we start off with the conversation between Toomey and Natalia. It was a little heated. The episode ended last week.
Mm-hmm.
And
It done ended.
yeah. And then this week they pick up there and it was not as dramatic. Like, yeah, they had a little bit of a tiff, but then they're like, okay, let's go look at the rest of the boat. And they did.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was a little played up. And I don't think either of them were really in the right during that conversation. I think they both kind of came at each other. But the one part where I was like, what the hell? What was when, like, Toomey seems like she's pretty big on, like, respect.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, you treat me like this, I'll treat you like this. And I didn't notice it until I rewatched it. But they're going back and forth about the organization and, like, then it gets into, like, okay, you got to let me talk, quit putting your hand in my face and all that. And Natalia's talking and Toomey goes, I can give my opinion. It's like, well, you kind of cut her off.
Right.
So, like, what are we talking about here?
And there's
you know?
another instance of that later in the show where it's
She just
like,
walks away.
yeah, Natalia's like, no, let's talk about this. And
Mm.
she's like, I'm done. And then she's like, okay, don't go talk to Kyle about it and then have Kyle talk to me. That's stupid. And that's where I'm a little bit on Natalia's side.
Mm-hmm.
Where, yes, Natalia has kind of talked about Toomey behind her back, but it's always been because she heard something that Toomey said prior. Like,
Yeah.
Natalia's not starting anything. Like, she's kind of responding, which...
Yeah, and I think two big things with that. I think Kyle is fueling the fire a little bit by going between the two.
Yeah.
And Natalia's not the boss anymore.
No.
She's third stew. I was going to say she's allowed to be like that, which it's unprofessional,
Right.
but she's not the boss anymore.
Right.
She can go behind someone's back and it's like, okay, well, you just work for that person.
That's true. There's a
when
different level of...
Yeah, when the leader
responsibility.
is talking shit about other people, that's when you really get into problems.
I know. And freaking Kyle, like, says... Like, Toomey says something to him, and then he relays it back to Natalia totally wrong.
Yeah.
He said, like, Toomey said that she could fire you. She never said that.
No.
So that's where I was like, oh, God, it's like adding fuel to the fire. Like you said, like, a game of telephone. Like, that's not exactly what she said. Was she talking shit? Yeah, but she wasn't, like, saying, I'm going to fire Natalia. I was a little annoyed with this episode, I'm not going to lie.
I was too, and I didn't really want to rewatch it.
No, I didn't. I literally just watched it once.
Yeah, I did, but I was sending you memes the whole time
Oh.
on Instagram.
Yeah, I just watched it today to take notes, and I was like, that episode was stupid, honestly. But they can't be all good, I guess.
Yeah, but like, I don't want to harp on this point too much. But could you see Aisha doing that? Like,
No.
can you believe my third stew?
No.
She'd like, I'll fire. Well, she didn't say that, but like, just talking shit behind her back. Like, Aisha would go to the captain,
Yep.
or she would say nothing, or she'd go to Sheffy.
Aisha is the most professional chief stew we've ever seen. Like, even ones we've had for season after season, like Kate and Hannah and Daisy on Sailing Yacht. Like, I love Daisy, but like even Daisy can fall into stuff like that too. Aisha is the prime example of that.
Yeah.
I can't remember who the first... Oh, never mind. No, what was I saying? So I'm not like making excuses for Toomey, but she's definitely not, she's not up to Aisha's level.
No.
And she doesn't really have an excuse because Aisha was the first time Aisha was a chief stew was when Toomey was her second.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I was annoyed with this episode. What's next? They had the preference sheet meeting and there's a vegan guest. At first I thought all of them were vegan, but they're not.
Yeah, I didn't really know. They just said, are you good with vegan food? And he's like, yeah.
But he doesn't prefer it.
Yeah, and I don't think Captain Sandy fully believed them, but we didn't really get into that.
Yeah. And the weather looks to be bad for the first day, so they were like not super excited about that.
Yeah. But like, what can you do?
I know.
They're all pissed off about it. What can you do?
Right. Yeah, that was going to be my question to you. I was trying to think of like a more creative question. Again, this episode did not give us much to like work with. I'm sorry if this is going to be a boring episode, honestly, because I'm boring myself a little bit right now.
It's not going to be boring. Don't click out. There's going to be a word of the day at the end. It's going to be crazy.
It's true.
If you click out
Stick
now, you're
around.
not going to know the word of the day. You'll never
Stick around
know.
for the word of the day. Wait, you cut out our whole Shane Gillis conversation last week.
I put it at the end.
Oh, you put it at the end?
Yeah.
Oh, that goes to show how much I
Yeah.
listen. Did you put it at the end of both the podcast and the YouTube?
I think so.
Oh, see, I didn't watch all the way through.
I can't remember if I did both, but I know I put it at the end because I'm kind of a stickler with videos about like you need to start and get into.
Yeah.
You need to keep people.
Yeah.
Where that was really funny.
It was really funny.
And I couldn't fit it in anywhere other than the end.
Oh, okay.
And I even I think I talked into my microphone in my house, recorded it, and just said like, yeah, I couldn't find a place for this, but I thought it was pretty funny.
Oh.
Like, stick around if you want to listen to it.
Okay, cool.
Fake fan over here.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, jeez. Anyway, stick around unlike I do. And listen to the whole thing. So they get into the charter. The guests show up. They don't look happy, and they're like all worried about that. But I'm like, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. How would you be if you were getting off? It's like cold and rainy, and you're getting onto a yacht. I guess I'd still be happy.
Yeah, I wouldn't really care. I mean, I'd be a little bummed, but at
Yeah.
the same time, like, I think Haley said it this episode, like, it's a floating hotel.
It is. She did say that.
And people are waiting on you hand and foot.
It's better than it's better than a hotel.
Like, I don't care what I'm doing. Like, you can do whatever you want. You just can't get in the water. And I wouldn't get in the water because water in ports scares me. I think I'm
you
gonna
can't
sucked
get in
under.
water in ports.
No, you can't. And I don't know where I was going with that. But I was just thinking about the water and then I got scared.
I blacked out.
I blacked
My
out
mind
for a
went
second
blank.
But yeah, to answer your question, I really wouldn't care that much. If there was a whole charter and we never left, I'd be like, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But
But
I wouldn't tip less.
I'm acting like I wouldn't know the weather either. Like
Yeah.
my psycho ass would be looking
yeah.
at the weather up until we stepped onto the boat. So
And I'm acting like you wouldn't tell me the weather because I wouldn't look it up.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to see if I like sided with the crew or the guests in that moment. They're like, "Oh, none of them are smiling." Like I don't know. I would be a little bit bummed too. Like they're rightfully bummed that they know they can't go out on the water that day. But hopefully they get to go out the next day. We don't know that yet because we aren't there yet. I think that's next week.
Mhm.
It seems as though, what did I say? It seems as though it may be like a Toomey and Kyle versus Natalia thing. That's what I had thought at first, but then it turns into a whole mess. Like Kyle is playing both sides.
Yeah.
Which I love Kyle, but he is drama.
He is. And who I really like in this whole scenario is Jessica.
I was literally going to say, I think I have a note that says, or maybe I don't, like, Jessica's doing well. Like, she's not green. Like, she could be probably a second or third on a different boat.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't be a chief, but she could be second or third.
Well, I mean, she did well as second with Natalia.
Right, and she doesn't have any questions when it comes to housekeeping. Like, she's not, like, learning. It doesn't seem that she's, like, learning anything.
Yeah.
She just knows.
Well, and I like to, like, because you'll hear so many people that love drama, like, I hate drama. I don't want to be any a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like she actually does it.
Right.
She's like, hey, guys, stop.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hate this.
Yeah.
And she even comes at Luca because Luca's like, man, I love drama like this. And Jessica's like, you like this? She's like, I'm
Luca
stressed.
does not either. Like, I don't know. Maybe he does. But maybe he
Yeah.
does only because he's, like, never involved.
That was more of like a dumb thing to say when you have nothing
Right.
to say.
Yeah. So yeah, we're like going between, they give the ranks. We already talked about that. Natalia's talking to Jack about like Toomey and like good luck with her, and he's like, oh, like let's give her a chance, but then like they get into it a little bit like later in the charter, Toomey and Jack.
Yeah.
Again, how can you make him upset? He's like cute and fun and easygoing.
Well, just no one told him what the guest wanted.
Right. I don't know. I can't even recall exact. It was, again, just an episode filled with like little dumb stuff where it was like this guest, Kyle went up with the menu, right? And like verified it with this guest, but then I think the guest wanted basically the same thing for like the first and second course.
I couldn't understand that.
I understand how that can be confusing. Like,
Yeah.
like what?
But I have no idea.
But what the point I wanted to make with that was when Toomey and Jack are kind of going back and forth, where it's like she is basically saying like it's neither one of our faults. Like it's not your fault, it's not my fault, it's the guest's fault. That's the wrong way to say that. You just say, this is weird. I didn't fully understand it, kind of like you didn't fully understand it. It's kind of like in that moment you're like need to like share responsibility where there's like nobody's really responsible, if that makes sense. But she said the wrong thing of like it's the guest's fault, because then he was like, why does she keep like putting the blame on the guests? Like that's unprofessional.
It is. Yeah, and I was going to say at that point, from what we know, it was no one's fault. The guest didn't really know what she wanted.
Right.
And you can blame the guest, but you can't blame the guest,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
And
She knew what she wanted, but nobody else fully understood it, I
Yeah.
don't think.
and then Toomey's like, "Yeah, they're drunk." And I'm like, "Yeah, I would be too."
Well, yeah, I think what she was trying to say was like they're not really gonna know, or maybe they're not gonna make complete sense because they're drunk, but it's like I really don't know what she meant by saying that.
I don't know. And it just seems like cuz what vegan is no meat, right?
No, vegans like no meat, no animal products at all. So
Oh,
like
okay.
no eggs, no butter, no cheese.
Wait, but she wanted lobster.
Was that the vegan?
I thought so.
I think she wanted like the lobster sauce, which like I guess
It's
isn't
made from
isn't
lobster.
I don't know.
Well, no, it probably isn't.
I
Depending on how you cook it.
truly that's a question I have. So if anybody's listening to this and they know, like, was that the vegan first of all? Because I thought it was, but now I am confused like you. Like she did ask for the lobster sauce.
But I think she asked for lobster too.
I know. So maybe she wasn't the vegan.
Maybe not.
I don't know. Did she?
Yeah, I'm confused now too.
Yeah.
Because I
Anyway,
didn't think about that until now. But yeah, if you're watching and you know,
actually watch it better than we do because we're sometimes bad at this.
we are the below deck experts after
We
all.
are below deck experts. We need to watch and take better notes. So we didn't mention we did kind of mention Max, the new deckhand. French, 4 years yachting experience. I was a little bit like, ooh, when he said, I've been fired from every job I've ever had.
Did he say that?
He
I
did
missed
say
that.
I don't know if it was like lost in translation thing. I don't think it was. But, and I don't know if he meant like I was fired from every job I had prior to yachting.
Probably.
But
yeah.
he didn't add that in there. So it made you be like, oh God.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, Captain Sandy was in a bind.
She was.
I don't know if she would hire someone like that though.
I don't think she had a choice.
But the deck team was doing really well, just those three.
Yes, but in the preview, did you see something like Lara was saying, like, we don't
He's
tolerate
lazy,
laziness,
yeah.
so we might be having a little bit of drama with him.
Even before that, though, I think the first couple scenes he was in, I was like, I don't like this guy, and I don't know why.
Oh no. They're doing so well. I don't want the deck team to fail.
I don't think he's gonna make the whole season.
Oh, yeah,
I'm putting that on record right
that's
now.
a safe bet. I don't know that, I'm going to put it on record that I don't think either Natalia or Toomey are going to make it the whole season.
I think one of them's gonna get kicked.
You think one of them's going to get fired, or you think one of them's going to leave? Toomey would never leave, so let's just put that out there. I don't see Toomey ever leaving. Toomey would either get fired or Natalia would leave, I think.
We need to get into betting because
We
it
do.
would be like plus 200. Natalia gets fired. It'd be like negative 500. Toomey leaves.
See, the two most likely scenarios are Toomey gets fired or Natalia leaves. I don't think Captain Sandy would ever fire Natalia unless she did something like clear fireable offense.
Yeah.
But Captain Sandy doesn't have as much loyalty to Toomey as she has to Natalia.
I think if Toomey really fucked up a charter, I think Captain Sandy would fire her.
Right, because she knows Natalia can do it.
Natalia can do it.
That's yeah.
Yeah, I think though, because Natalia's mentioned it a couple times. She's like, I don't care if I get fired. I'm in one of the nicest places in the world.
Yeah, I'll go to Mykonos
I'll
or whatever
go do
she
whatever.
said.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I
There's
don't-
something big coming. I
Yeah.
don't know what it is.
Ugh. I wanted all of them to get along because, like, this team could be so good.
Yeah, if like Toomey and Kyle didn't show up.
Yeah. Oh, God. Let's see. I'm telling you. Oh, service was a little overwhelming during the first lunch and dinner. We kind of jumped right to dinner. I don't have anything else besides the fact that Kyle stayed up till 3 a.m. with the guests and didn't clean up. But it's like, big whoop.
The only thing I have with that is I think, and I have nothing to prove this, but I think Toomey would be pissed if Natalia did that.
I think so too.
I think
I'm
she'd
gonna
be pissed.
agree. Yeah.
And
That's what I
yeah,
also, this putting me off a little bit too. That I was like, when she gave rank and when that happened, I was like, she's preferring?
she's preferencing.
You would think it's like 11 o'clock at night right now. It's
It's
7:50.
2 in the morning.
I am so tired, guys. I don't know what's going on. I'm so tired. But preferring is not a word, and I don't know what I was trying to say. She is,
Preferring?
well, yes, but what am I trying
She's
to
preferring them.
She's putting Kyle first? What's a word for that? I get so frustrated when I can't find the word I want. I literally like, sorry guys, this is a little bit of a tangent here, but I have to look it up.
now my brain is mush.
Okay, so synonym for
Giving him special treatment.
kind of. But that's not what I was looking for.
Mom says this word all the time.
Prioritizing.
There it is. Kind of.
She's prioritizing Kyle. I think that's the word I was looking for. If it's not, we're going to go with it.
Well, and because she was with Kyle, and Kyle was explaining to her, like, oh, Natalia,
I
she comes
know.
for everybody. Blah, blah, blah. I'm really cool.
I know, and that could be his own, like, he wanted to be second stew, and he did it.
He did.
Yeah, which, yeah, who knows? There could be a whole lot of underlying things there, but I do agree that I think if Natalia did that, she'd have something to say.
Oh, yeah. There's
sure.
no way. She would have the complete opposite opinion on it. Like, I don't care how late you stay up. I'm not going to wake up to a dirty boat.
Yep,
And
I agree.
I don't want to put words in her mouth, and I don't have any proof of it, but I think that's how it would go down.
No, I agree. I think that would happen too. So, anyways, that was basically it.
Yeah. I mean, the previews showed a couple crazy things.
So, you know how you always say, like, you missed the 2 episodes?
Yeah.
This is the first week I felt that way. Because
I
I was
know.
like, what are we going to talk about?
I
There's
know.
nothing to talk about. I mean, we talked, obviously.
Yeah.
But, like, we didn't get a night out.
I know. I always want to get the night out in there.
I know.
Because that's where everything is aired out. And you're not forgetting little things that happened a week ago. You just
Right.
watched it. Yeah.
So this is the first week I agreed where I was like, yeah, they probably should have done 2 episodes. But they're dragging this one out longer than Down Under, obviously, because they have more time to cover.
Yeah.
So. Anything else? Anything I didn't, like, make note of?
Yeah, they're turning on the new deckhand.
Oh, yeah.
What
In the
happened?
preview. Oh, yeah, I only saw, like, half of the preview, so, like, tell me what else happens in the preview.
Oh, Toomey and Natalia get into it.
On the night out?
No, it's during charter. If I had to guess, I think the guests are off the boat
Okay.
because they're really like going back and forth.
Oh, like yelling?
Yeah. And it's still with like, if you're going to put your hand in my face, I'm going to put my hand in your face.
Yeah.
And then, so I don't know exactly what happened,
Oh, no.
but Captain Sandy comes down and Kyle comes right behind her. So I think he might have grabbed Captain Sandy because he wants to be Chief Stew. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, it's not like...
It's not out of the realm of possibility.
No, it's not. It's not. And that in the industry's cutthroat. I'm
Yeah.
not saying he's right for doing that. If that's what he's doing, we're not making any
I don't know.
accusations.
Yeah, that's just what it looked like. Who knows?
But yeah, that could be.
But yeah, and from what the couple seconds they show, those 3 go up to the bridge, and Sandy's really letting them have it. But it seems more that she's more pissed at Natalia than Toomey.
Okay. Okay.
But we don't know why they were fighting.
Right.
So she could be in the right. Who knows?
And again, like Natalia's got the relationship with the chef and Toomey doesn't. And I don't know. The chef matters too. Like if Captain Sandy were to go to Jack and say,
Oh, he'd be like, get Toomey off the boat right now.
I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. It's just, I hate seeing someone sabotage themselves. And that's what she's doing.
Exactly, yeah.
So, I still have hope. I really did like her on Down Under. I mean, I don't feel for her like I feel for like Aisha, Captain
Yeah.
Jason. Like I don't have that like loyalty to her, but
But she was really good.
yeah, I didn't have anything
Really good
bad
at
to
her
say
job.
about her.
Nice. Yeah.
So, what do you guys think? Is Toomey gonna turn it around or is she not? I guess if I had to bet, I would say no.
I don't think so. But that's just it. Like, if she doesn't change, she's going to get fired
I know.
because she's pissing everybody off.
Yeah.
I mean, not Kyle, but Kyle's playing his own playbook over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just seems like everyone else is like, why are you yelling at
I
everybody?
know.
Like, calm down.
Or
We
not even,
know you're
like-
the chief.
Yeah, not even like yelling, just being like smug, condescending, like
Yeah.
yeah, that's like even worse than yelling in my book is being like condescending and being like I'm better than you and
Yeah.
I know it.
And I know we talked about it, but you can play both sides like Aisha.
Yeah.
Like, she knows when to go to the captain and be like, Margot was drinking on charter.
Yep.
And they're still friends.
Yeah.
Because Margot knows, like, I shouldn't have done that.
Because Aisha didn't go to one of the deckhands or whatever and say, "Oh my God, Margot was drinking. What should I do?" She literally just made that decision for
Yeah,
herself.
just made a call.
Yes, that's what a
Yeah.
supervisor does. They don't go to other people and say and start nonsense for nothing.
And they have friends, but it goes to a point. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Aisha was always the first one to go to bed
Yeah, she was.
and never really got hammered, if I can
Well,
remember.
she
once.
did, but like not.
Kept it together,
Yes,
I guess.
yeah.
Yeah. But
Yep. So we will see. I don't see things lightening up.
no.
So I'm crossing my fingers. I really don't think you can get any more boring than this episode. So I think next episode will be better.
I know, it was like, it seemed exciting, but it was actually really boring.
It was pretty boring.
Yeah, you're like, oh my God. Wait, that was not very exciting at all.
So, all right. Well, thank you guys for all the likes and subscribes, as we always say. Keep following us on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. We're at Below Dexperts on all of them. Keep coming with your comments, and we love chatting. And yeah, we will see you guys next week. But Lane's got the secret word.
I kept like motioning so you wouldn't be like, all right, bye guys.
I know. I'm like, I'll have Lane close it out.
I just thought of it like
Oh,
a minute ago.
Okay.
All right, the word of the day is restaurant because I don't know how to spell that word. And good luck spelling it in the comments.
Restaurant. That's how I say
That
it.
doesn't
So
help me at all.
Restaurant.
What's with that second R? What's that doing there?
Roar. Roar. That's what it sounds like.
I want to be done with this episode.
I got nothing else, guys. I'm sorry. I'm
That's
tired.
funny.
It's 7:00.
And the Hawks are on, so
All right, guys. We love you, and we'll see you next week.
we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.